So I think we're live. Alright, yeah, we're live. Awesome. Let me just put on my headphones real quick and then we'll get started. Because we have a lot to discuss, I guess. Well, what's going on everyone? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs and today we are going live with a new podcast episode together with you guys. Essentially, what this podcast is going to be about is about New Year's resolutions, and I also wanted to take the time in this live podcast / video to talk a little bit about how the year 2022 was for Dreadlabs, do a little bit of retrospective thinking, if that's the correct word. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. Also for the people listening to this later and not watching this live right now. So essentially, the first thing I wanted to discuss before we head into the New Year's resolutions is how the year 2022 went for me in Dreadlabs, and I wanted to look back at the goals that I set for myself at the end of 2021. And seeing whether we achieve those goals or whether we should work on a little bit more. And I think the main thing here is, or at least the first point I want to address is that there was kind of like a slight dip in Dreadlabs in general. And what I mean with that is the audience, the growth wasn't as large as I expected. And I think that's also, there's two causes for that, I think. One of them is there's been a really big shift in the algorithms and in what kind of content like the social media platforms prefer now compared to the end of 2021. And also I am to blame because I haven't been putting as much energy and passion into Dreadlabs, especially for the past like 3 or 4 months maybe, in order to get that. Yeah, I don't know, you can just see whether when I started like putting less energy and passion into Dreadlabs, you just saw a decline in growth basically. So I'm also like partially to blame for that. And that being said, what I wanted to do is to tell you that I wanted to focus more on Dreadlabs in the coming year and getting back to what made Dreadlabs like so great for me as well when I just started it. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I have been going through like quite some I've been to quite a rough couple of months these last 2 or 3 months, I guess. Dealing with some personal stuff, and essentially that drained a lot of motivation and passion that I had for Dreadlabs basically. So I didn't really have the time, energy and passion to focus on Dreadlabs a little bit, and I just wanted to stay stressed, I guess, that's something that can happen always, you know, when you run a YouTube channel and when you do stuff on the side, because I have been doing a lot of client work as well, but yeah, that just happens sometimes with YouTube channels, or with like if you do the stuff that I do with Dreadlabs, I guess, and that's completely fine as well. You know, like sometimes you're just in a position where you're feeling a little bit less passion for certain projects, and that's kind of what happened with me. What's up, Cancer? I mean, how are you doing, guys? So yeah, basically, something that I wanted to focus a little bit more on in the future is just seeing if I can find that passion back. And I think we do need to switch up a couple of things, because I'm kind of running out of ideas for tutorials, and also looking at what like is trending right now on YouTube is there's just not a lot of tutorials pushing through compared to, you know, when Dreadlabs started really growing. And also like the tutorials are at some point are getting kind of boring for me. So yeah, I guess you know, I want to see what kind of content I would really like to make in the near future. And something that I've been really digging is like these like multimedia projects, but they obviously take a lot more energy to record and also edit, and a lot more time. So I might change my upload schedule for that, and you know, maybe it's like also like I need to get into shorts a little bit more, probably because that's where every algorithm is headed. So Cancer is suggesting, think you should make more expanded tutorials than things you made in the past, like remake old ones, think you can make better. Other YouTubers do it all the time. Yeah, that's also probably a good idea, because if you look back at one of the first tutorials that I made, it was like there was no sound in the background. There was also it was also like filmed by me in my bedroom when I was still living with my parents, filmed on an iPhone stuck to like a shitty tripod, so probably could up the production quality for those. So I might revisit a couple of old tutorials as well, old content, but I also want to do more live streams, you know, like I just think the live streams are really fun. I had a lot of fun doing these 2 blindfolded art director sessions, so I kind of want to keep that in there, as well as live podcasts. Those are also really fun in the past. Then also like just the design live stream sessions, I would love to bring back like the Friday afternoon live streams where we just design something. Those are probably the most fun I've had in like the last 2 years doing Dreadlabs, because those were the times where I just got to experiment a lot, which is really fun. So I think it's also a lot about having a narrative or challenge in the video. So I should probably look at that, right? So he's like an artist. I'm about to head to bed with your inspiration. Thank you so much, Nameless. Anyways, yeah, it's probably like a good thing to make a list of like content. So that's what actually I'm gonna do right now. So revisit old tutorials and make them a better production. Looking at having a narrative or challenge in the video. Also, Omim, what do you mean by narrative in the video? Easy way to do content, redesigning other artists. So yeah, redesigning, I used to do those as well. Those were really fun, like redesigning subscribers works. So probably should head into those as well. So live podcasts, live design sessions. I could probably do, also what I still haven't gotten to yet is the portfolio reviews. And I also want to kind of like experiment like what YouTube likes the most, if I like start posting 2 or 3 videos a week again, because that's what I used to do. I used to release 3 tutorial videos a week, which is actually insane looking back at it, because now I can barely keep up with 1 tutorial every week. And I don't know what caused that actually, because I do have a better studio now. I can literally like go in here and record as many tutorials as I like. And also I use freelancers to edit my videos now instead of doing it myself, so I should be able to do that more, I guess. So So Supercell, you're saying the problem with doing content based on the YouTube algorithm is that you lose your identity in the process. So many challenges of big audience with no soul. Your stuff's way cooler on my own. Thank you so much, man. So yeah, the thing is like, wait, I'm gonna read your comment in a second, Cancer. But so yeah, I think that's correctly, and that's also the way. The reason I kind of like stopped putting effort into Instagram is because I didn't want to become like the designer that would do. I did it before, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't feel like it was me like doing. And then just like 5 fonts that I just looked up for this reel and get more views, you know. I talked a little bit about this in the past week during live streams as well, but it's just something that I don't think there's I think I have more value to give you than just some content that I looked up or that, you know, to show you guys, I guess. But the thing is, like I'm lucky enough to be in like a couple of months where freelancing has been almost an all-time high, so I can keep up with like my rent and stuff like that. But like my rent got up, like I'm paying for my like apartment, I'm paying more than double than I used to pay. So life got a lot more expensive as well, you know, because of the war and everything. So like yeah, it's probably you know, like I'm also like kind of having to seeing like Dreadlabs is like bringing in less revenue. I have to like kind of resort to doing larger projects as a freelance basis, which gives me less time to do Dreadlabs content. But I'm really determined into getting more done in the coming year. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. Just even if you just looking at like what so sorry, I just lost my track of thought here. Anyways, like my New Year's resolution is literally like getting more done and focusing more on what my passion was with Dreadlabs, you know. So let me check the chat real quick. Sorry for my throat, by the way. I thought it was gone, like my raspy voice, but it's still there. Sorry. So look at Jazza and his thumbnails. I'm not a big fan of him, but you always puts art in some fun context. Yeah, like yeah, something that might come in. What comes to mind in the sense of my content, Omim, is when I did like the designing a poster in 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour, which I thought was also a really fun challenge. So I probably want to do that more. So 1 minute, 10 minute, 1 hour challenges. Also, let's see, Xerxes is saying, just wanted to say I really appreciate your content and learn so much from you. Thank you so much. Wait, Tom, what about the live feedback session? Yeah, we still need to do those actually, because yeah, I said I was going to do it more with Discord, but it's been so hectic, and I just need to start kind of like focus more on secluding myself into my studio and actually be involved with Dreadlabs a little bit more. And that's something that's one of my New Year's resolutions, you know. And whether that's being active in Discord server, whether that's doing live streams and being in touch with everything. So yeah, that's something that I want to do better in the next year, because I feel like I've been kind of distancing myself from the community a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed or picked up on that a little bit in the past few months, but that's something that I've been feeling myself personally, and I'm feeling a little bit guilty about it, not gonna lie. Maybe like a design red flags where people send their designs or other people's designs and think something's wrong. How can you make it fixing works good? Like a funny critique series is not to be taken too seriously. Click on the humor factor, you don't give yourself enough credit. Oh, thank you so much. But I kind of get what you mean, but I'm kind of scared that it might be a little bit like come across as like roasting someone, and I do want to keep stuff constructive, I guess, but maybe that's because I don't really get the idea 100%. But the more easy accessible the content seems, the more people will look at it. Looking at your thumbnails, I think your videos are only for specific people. Yeah, I think so as well. And from what I saw, I think a lot of people say that you just have to edit your face into the thumbnails as well. And that's something that I might need to get into as well, you know, like, because apparently that humanizes the thumbnail a little bit more. But also I I'm not the most photogenic guy in the world, so I always really like cringe if I take like thumbnail pics, and especially with like the super cringy YouTube thumbnail ones where you go like with like the fucking mouth open. Like I'm not sure if I can do that. Maybe I should do like a designing my own YouTube thumbnail videos or something. So, but yeah, you said there should be more, should be some identity of you and what you want to do. I'm giving you some low effort ideas. Hopefully you can expand on your ideas in a way that you really want to do. I'd love to see you tie in your background in EDM production and how that impacts your graphic design process. Ooh, that's actually like an interesting thing. I might do a whole podcast about that, but so yeah, something that I still haven't done. Looking at that, we kind of did it this week with Cos, but producing my own song and then making a cover artwork for it or something, and I didn't really do that actually. I probably should do that a little bit more. Give us a cringy face, please. Yeah, you're gonna clip this, but okay. Revisiting my old designs. You know, that's I fucking hate that. Or paying someone on Fiverr this much money to do this design, and then paying another guy on Fiverr 10 times that much money. Fuck that shit. Anyways, there's also a big shift towards YouTube Shorts. They're really good. Yeah, and something that I wanna like kind of get into is because I have like a ton of shorts which were like basically like teaser videos in the same aspect ratio for older tutorials, or you know, like these older how to make certain shapes. So I post one of these shorts every day, but it's just because it's a screen recording short, it's just not getting that much traction as, you know, like for example how The Future does their shorts, which is basically like cuts from like actual video content where someone is being filmed. So I might need to do that with like shorts from like my freelancer tip videos and stuff like that. Yeah, that's also a good one, right? Actually, like reels of freelance tip clips. Reels of freelance tip clips. That sounds like a made-up sentence. Anyways, so people in the chat, I was also curious, what are your New Year's resolutions? And they can be personal or career-wise, or you know, what's something that you want to get into in 2023? Now that I think about it, I think I've been saying I want to get into Blender for like 4 years now, and I'm not sure if it's ever gonna happen again, but yeah, kind of curious as to what your New Year's resolutions are, and you know, what are the things that you want to grow in the coming year, as designers, as content creators, as animators, as whatever you want to do or like to do. Or you know, if you want to learn a completely new skill. For me, I think it's just continue like doing like larger and more professional projects, as well as, you know, like keeping up with the Dreadlabs thing. Getting into making a website. Since the start of last year, I started off Insta, I have my own portfolio page and everything. Ooh, that's so cool, because like if you look at like most of my favorite designers, they have these like portfolio websites where it's just the site, the way it's coded or animated or interactive, just adds in so much of the experience that you see when you take a look at someone's designs. And I think, for example, Dan Barkel's website is a very good example of this, where it's just like wait, let me see if I can just put it up on screen. Is it this? Wait, I'm just gonna Google it. Let me see if you. So yeah, looking at this website, it's looking really yellow now. Now it's mostly my screen, I think. Wait. But yeah, you just see that this. That this website, like, oh wait, the portfolio is now like coming soon, but you can just see that already, like the way this website is actually made, that this already screams Dan Barkel, which is also really nice. So I would heavily suggest, yeah, if you want to get into web design, cancer, I would yeah, it would probably be work really well for you, as you have a very distinct style. So I can't wait to see that. So yeah. So Supercell, personally hope you can find it in pick up music production once again, make an album or two. Ooh, that's a nice goal. So have you been like, when did you stop making music? Like a long time ago, or maybe just like left it off somewhere in the past year? And Xerxes, you've been meaning to dive deeper into Illustrator and trying to tying together 2D design with 3D design. Yeah, that's something that was a goal of mine, and I think 2018, 2019, and that's also probably the period that I had the most fun learning graphic design, because it was also like a very distinct style. And I can pull this up if you'd like to, like my portfolio. I think we also visited my personal portfolio page in the past stream this week, but yeah, I can just kind of pull up this period. This was where well, that sounded like that How I Met Your Mother thing, but this was where wasn't it? But yeah, these like posts are the first 3D works that I tied in with Illustrator and Photoshop, actually. Like you can see the render like this. So I just like my own post. And you know, like the stickers and stuff, like the whole composition was done in Illustrator, and then like the texturing and the background colors and the coloring and everything that was done in Photoshop. And this was probably the most fun I had, like learning graphic design and stuff like that. Same goes with this one. Yeah, it's also like the golden era of like graphic design, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know why I'm showing you this, but this is probably like the most fun I had making album covers and stuff like that, because you know, like I just made the whole setup in Illustrator, then the whole render in 3D, and then, you know, tying the whole complete thing of it in Photoshop. So yeah. So you want to build a dedicated productivity space. Ooh, that's a really good idea. I only have one desk and I use it for everything: art, music, gaming, watching videos. It hurts my productivity a lot. Already ordered it. That's a good thing to start on. So I kind of have it here in this space where I'm right now. But this used to be like a vault. The building I'm in is like, it used to be like a building for recycling, like clothes and stuff, you know. Basically, I like on the side you can see my synthesizer in the background a little bit, and like some instruments and random stuff that I use for making music. And then I also have a couple of pockets where my drawing tablet is, and you can't really see it, but on my desk here is a keyboard, and there's also like a toolbox console, which basically helps me edit videos and stuff like that. So this is like really my productivity space, but I kind of like, I'm having trouble actually like going in here, especially when I started having a little bit more people into my office, there's like on a usual day there are like maybe 3-4 people in there, and it's like a really nice social place, which kind of causes me to like stick around there a little bit longer instead of like getting back here and retreat and, you know, start working for myself a little bit. So maybe I need to find that balance a little bit more. So it might be something that you're gonna struggle with yourself, depending on, of course, where your productivity space is. But yeah, maybe like a tip to see if you can actually like, you need to make it also like as comfortable as possible, so it's like really easy and low threshold to close yourself off from the rest of the world in order to do stuff. What's up, Vanixel? How are you doing? So Supercell, you stopped about half a year ago. Passion and motivation just faded away. Personal and mental health got in the way. Yeah, I do get that. Thank you so much, by the way. But I've had that before. Like when I used to make music a lot, like it's just like I kind of lost passion for it, because I also started to look at it as a company. You know, like when I just wanted to. I just wanted to make music, and then I was like already like, okay, no, but I do have to find demo emails for people to play my music. I do need to make a list of promoters where I can play. You know, like I need to make social media posts, stuff like that, and it's just so much. Like I already saw so much work, and I became overwhelmed, and I kind of lost track of the thing that I actually like to do, which was actually producing music. So yeah, if you want to, we can like check out the last productions that I did and actually put online. I'm gonna just check if they are still on SoundCloud. Let's see. Already 3 years ago. Like the last time I released music myself was in 2019. Alright, so let me just pause the stream beats, background music for a second. So it's like bass music, so you might be completely like annoyed by this, but this EP was actually like released because I like didn't really it's literally called the unfinished EP because at some point I was like, okay, I'm not going to be a perfectionist about this anymore, I just want to release it because it's fun. I'm not sure if you can hear it correctly. This one is also like more like a dubstep production. I really like distortion. And also a little bit more experimental stuff, which is also, I really like doing that, but it's been a long time since I produced this kind of music. Anyways, yeah, it was like kind of a nice little segment into plugging my own music from like 3 years ago. Anyways, have you heard of an artist named eachother? I've been kind of out of the trap scene for a couple of years now, but I mean, if he's not, like, I'm gonna write everything down that you guys that we talk about today. So we have a lot of, you know, like, because I just like hearing about new stuff and stuff and things, but eachother. Also check the last track. Also, okay, name the track. Name one track by eachother, and then also I'm gonna write down your track. AV by M. Prospect. Sorry. Prospect AV. I think, right? Like, so M. Prospect AV. I think, right? eachother Red Loop. Check out this thumbnail. Oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys. I mean, this is okay. Yeah, I can do the freaking YouTube thumbnail face. Wait. Oh. Wait. Oh wait. This isn't even the thumbnail, right? All right. Oh no, cuz. Is this what we're doing at this channel now? Gone full Mr. Beast. Wow. Yeah, this is. Also, I see you applied the gradient that we did during the blindfold design session. All right. See you later, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hella sexual. Also, like. Let's see. The gradient stuck with me. Sorry. So, have you thought about doing a full-scale project that combines music and graphics, for example, short animation or something like that? I've talked about it, or I've thought about it, but never really found the time to do it, and that's actually kind of like a shame because the thing is, you know, like if. For example, something that is kind of a little bit similar is that we did like the whole Dread Universe project. Like if I would want to do like a project like that, I would love to document it and show you guys in the video, right? And that's something that I'm kind of, for a YouTuber, I'm really bad at documenting my own stuff on video, because when sometimes I just forget the film, or the audio quality isn't right enough, or, you know, stuff like that. And that's like kind of what happened with the Dread Universe project. Like, if you guys don't know, I did a video series last year in 2021 where I started a clothing brand from scratch, and I did a lot of like research things, and like shared my own like findings with everyone, and did like design sessions for it, and in the end we also did like a photo shoot for it and stuff like that. But it was like the production and the whole project was so much work that it was almost impossible for me to document it at the same time I was like working on it, because it was like a side project as well. So, and that's kind of a shame. Like if I would have a little bit more budget, I would be able to just hire people to do that kind of stuff for me, right? And I'm not nearly there yet at this point, which is kind of like unfortunate, because I would love to do like short mini documentaries about like these nice cool projects, where I would, for example, do like a full animation with like the background music and everything like that. But yeah, if I have to do everything myself, It's just too much work, I guess. I'm not sure. And also, like, I'm not trained enough in documenting that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. Like, if we, for example, I know how to record my own face sitting here making music or doing design or whatever, but then, like, also turning that into, like, appealing content, you know, like doing B-roll and voiceovers and, like, making nice narrative for it and stuff like that. I'm not really the best at that. And that might also be something that I want to get better at in the coming year or maybe years. But for that, I might need to, like, talk to other people and see how they do it and stuff like that. Try to do something similar, but I can force myself to learn After Effects 2 years ago. It's a great process, but it was so hard to make reels. Yeah, that's also, like, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of. I came to the point where I at some point was like I'm pretty confident in saying that I have no content at all or no techniques at all that I gatekeep anymore. I'm kind of trying to think of stuff, but no, I don't think there's anything that I don't share with you guys anymore, and technique-wise. Something that was really, like, I was really hesitant of not sharing with you guys was the technique that I used in one of my last videos, where I did, like, the vintage horror movie thing, where I basically found a technique to make, like, a stock photo look airbrushed. And okay, yeah, I'm not. You guys can disagree with me, but I think my end result was way better than the one that Spoon Graphics did, and that's, like, a video that has the most views, but also pretty much the only video on that topic that I could find. And at least I was happier with my result than the result I got when I followed this tutorial. No shade to Spoon Graphics, by the way, but it's just I just like my result better in the context that I made it, I guess. So I was really, like, hesitant, like, should I share this technique or not, because it's something that I've been searching for a very long time, and, you know, I was kind of like, maybe I should keep this one for myself, but then again, I was like, I just love sharing my knowledge with you guys and see if you can expand on that. And, you know, something that I really love as well is, like, seeing people's work where they used my tutorials or learned something from me and then expand on that on their own. And because that's a little bit like that feeling like the student has become the master kind of thing, and I love that. So to do a quick little recap, the songs I have, like, I need to listen to Azoxo Red Loop and M Prospect AVE. So the content ideas I have for the coming year are revisit old tutorials and make them a better production, having a narrative or a challenge in the video, redesigning other subscribers' works, live podcasts, live design sessions, portfolio reviews, doing, like, these 1 minute, 10 minute, 1 hour videos, and make reels of freelance tips and clips. Make reels of clips from my freelance tips. I got bars. Yeah, and I'm honestly, I might be just a little bit cynical being in this community for a couple of years now, but I'm also kind of sick of, like, the not being able to speak your mind because we have to be nice to each other thing. Like, I'm all about constructive criticism or being nice and being, like, in a you know, like, being in a nurturing community. But it's also sometimes fine to have an opinion and disagree with someone on something, and I don't feel like that's happening a lot anymore. Everyday renders is a great goal, changed my life in 1 year. Ooh, that can be, like, a very nice thing, but it can also be. I'm not sure how your experience was with it, Tesna, but I can imagine it was also, like, a really exhausting at some points, right? Like, I can imagine that doing a design for every day is just so much work, because when I did the Creatober designs, it was so much work and preparation and stuff like that. But And I also completely butchered the Creatober challenge for this year, and that's also because that wasn't right in the middle of where my personal situation wasn't the best. So, and also I decided to do live streams, and next year I'm just gonna go back to the time lapse videos, I guess. But I might want to do like live streams where we like review other people's works. That might be fun. To also give you guys a little bit more airtime, I guess, right? So you guys can be featured in like live streams and videos and stuff like that. You share and get more knowledge back. Yeah, it's kind of that's kind of a nice way of looking at it. A meme says redesigning, so fishing other I instantly watch. I love that kind of content. Yeah, I did like if you want to watch right away, I think I have 2 or 3 videos like that where I redesign subscribers' works, but yeah, I might need to do that a little bit more in the future. Cat Bunny asks, what would you tell 2021 30 December Tom if he was trying to figure out what to do in 2022? Ooh, that is a really, really good question. Damn. Wow. I'm just thinking like sorry, I'm getting a little bit quiet now because it's like my year wasn't, I think, I'm gonna be completely honest, I think this year was probably one of the worst years of my life personally. But I'm also in a space right now where I'm like really positive about it and like determined to making my life better and stuff like that. So but that was like something that crossed my mind a little bit, but probably how to learn to close yourself off and in your own space a little bit more, and I would probably also take a little bit more time and energy to fix my studio right away, because it took a little bit of time in order to get this whole thing ready. But yeah, probably like put a little bit more time and effort in Dreadlabs, and a little bit less in trying to make this a company, because I kind of remember where I said something around in my like 2021 recap video where I wanted to expand Dreadlabs into like a full company. And now that I got a taste of that a little bit, because I worked with interns in this year and with freelancers and stuff like that, and we have like some freelancers still working not only for me but also for the other clients in my workspace. That's a really nice thing, but for now I kind of want to go back to my roots and focus on the Dreadlabs community and being more involved with that instead of being more involved with the company Dreadlabs, if that makes sense. So I think that's something that I would try to get better at, or try to like do differently this year. Let's see. I'll pick up design. Hopefully I'll get the chance to hear your feedback on it. It's a bad year for everyone all around, to be honest. Yeah, I think. And you know what the worst thing is? Like, we kind of got rid of COVID in this year. So I was really under the impression that this year was going to be like really, really good, but then like a lot of other stuff happened which made this year harder, I guess. So but yeah, like Cat Bunny is saying, that's okay, life will always be a yo-yo, just swinging with it. And you know, as long as we all have each other and we still have this nurturing community where we're all like trying to lift up each other, I think we're gonna be fine, right guys? Going back to basics will allow you to nurture the original concept of Dreadlabs. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think so, right? And something that I've really done this year, what was also on my goal list, looking back at it now, is I wanted to establish Dreadlabs a little bit more in the physical space, right? So now that I have my office, I did a couple of like office network parties and stuff like that. And January 13th, we're gonna have the biggest one yet, where we have like other people from the community showcasing their work, selling prints, selling their merchandise. We have a live tattoo artist, live illustrators, live DJs. So it's also really, really cool to see that something that I started in the bedroom of my parents' house, where it was just me sitting behind my laptop, has grown into a space where where other people that I at that point didn't even meet or hadn't even met before are able to showcase their own creative creative drifts and share them with the rest, you know. So that's something that I'm really excited about, and that's something that I want to keep doing. But I think it's also time to go back to my roots a little bit more and share my go back to the original concept of Dreadlabs and the original things that I enjoy doing the most. Thank you so much, Nicolas. Oh, it was also like great to meet you, actually, because we've been talking online for like the longest time now, and we finally met at the festival this year, which is also really fun. So Van Axel, what film of this year would you highlight? Ooh, I'm not really that big of a film person, so I don't really watch like new movies that much. So I'm not the best person to ask, and I think that's quite a unique thing, because it's a lot of like people who do design also that ties kind of in like with filmography, cinematography and stuff like that, but not really for me. I'm not sure why, but so I'm based in the Netherlands, actually. So it's I'm not sure if you know where the Netherlands is, but it's like a small country in Europe, and then in the city of Tilburg. What's up, Job? Thank you so much, man. So for the English people, Job says that it's nice to. He's also like a very creative person that I was able to meet this year. Yeah, we'll hopefully see each other soon, man. So yeah, it's. But yeah, Banshees. There's the Banshees. I'm the worst at pronouncing stuff, but the Banshees of Inisherin. What is it? Supercell? It's like an anime. It sounds like an anime, but. Anyways, yeah, I think for now, like taking on these larger projects, going back to my roots, seeing if we can do like more fun Dreadlabs content, and you know, being more involved with the online community is something that I really want to get back at. So I gotta buy a plane ticket to attend your party. I guess I'm not sure where you're from, but maybe. We kind of are planning to blend it in online. So if you have any suggestions for that, by the way, because this is gonna be on January 13th, and the fun part is gonna be like I do want to like kind of like put a camera somewhere and have a live stream there, so you guys can see what's going on and stuff. But I would also love, you can also walk there, but it might take longer. Yeah, just might, not sure though. Like, anyways, like, what was I saying? Cancer really distracted me, man. So I'm getting a little bit too distracted with the chat right now. Anyways, like, so I was kind of like wanted to find like a method to give you guys some interaction with the live event. You know, like a way that people that attending the event could talk to you guys on Discord, or you know, like show the chat, the YouTube live chat on like a large screen or something like that, and then you know, have a way to have you guys communicate with the physical event as well. So if anyone has any ideas for that, please let me know, because I would love to bring those worlds together, if that makes sense. Oh, it's not a movie from the Smee folks who made in Bruges. No, not sure. Sorry. That tea was way too cold. Also, a smaller reason why I'm not really sitting in here that much is because it's like not heated in here, so it's kind of cold right now. Well, it's not that bad at this moment, but a couple of weeks ago it was like freezing in the Netherlands, and then it's like not like you know, doable to sit here all day, I guess. Also, no natural light, which is also like I really wasn't really prepared that would impact me so much, but it kind of does. Why not let one of your interns walk around with a GoPro strapped to their head and live stream the event? I know a person that can do that. He's also DJing at the event, I think. But yeah, for the people who haven't really shared their New Year's resolutions yet, or something that I want to dive into, DJ is called Brato. But for the people that like didn't really share their New Year's resolutions yet, that would like to, and maybe we'll get some like tips or stuff ways to achieve your goals in the coming year. Let me know in the chat, because yeah, we're here to talk about those. So, natural light's more important than we think. I was thinking of like doing, you have these like fake daylight, like these fake window things. So I was like kind of like considering doing something like that, but it's also like a lot of work to install one of those, I guess. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually like do it, but would be cool. Yeah. Didn't watch it yet, but thanks for the recommendation. Like for more. Watch Vortex by customer. That's fun. Give out a few and edit together a views from the Dreadlabs party. Shows how different. But that would also be pretty fun. Yeah. I was definitely like, if I wasn't be live streaming it on like a tripod or whatever, I was also just thinking of doing like a little bit of an after movie slash like small documentary kind of thing. But then again, like I'm not the best at filming that kind of stuff, so I might be able to like ask someone to do like an after movie or something like that. But I don't know, yeah. And I'm also like really nervous about how many people are going to show up, of course. I'm also like really hoping that the people that are showcasing it are also like inviting a lot of people, so we have like a very nice like attendance going on, I guess. Another resolution is to finish at least one big project like an EP, including building an aesthetic for it, album cover, shirts, plus of course all the music. Yeah, but those projects are also so much fun, and the way you want to like the way you want to do this, Omim, is don't try to be perfectionist. Don't try to take anything into consideration outside of what you would like to do. That's what I did with like the unfinished EP. Like at some point I was like, why am I'm kind of like correcting this EP just because I think it should be it should sound like better for this and this label. And I was like, but yeah, but I'm gonna release it myself, and I'm just gonna release it because I liked producing it. And that's, if you use that like point of view when making the merch, when producing the music and stuff like that, you're gonna feel one, more productive, and also be more satisfied with what you end up doing, as well as the workflow starts to feel a little bit less jagged, if that makes sense. The resolutions: learn how to dance. Ooh, what kind of style? I can dance, so the only thing I can do is like these stupid rave moves when you're at like a techno party, But that's not really dancing. Subset, I've been putting out Vortex for some time now. I have no clue what you guys are talking about, but I love that you guys are having a conversation in chat. Focus more on what I enjoy and so. Yes, that's a really nice way of saying it. It's because otherwise you're gonna. I just got stuck. Like one of these tracks on that unfinished EP that I showed you earlier in this live stream. I think that was like a project that was 3 years old at that time. So it's like 6 years old right now. But so I was like fixing it and trying to edit stuff in and out for 3 years, and I would have probably worked on it like less than a year if I was like not being a perfectionist and didn't think about like I should produce this so that another DJ can play this and I get support, or I can send this to a label, whatever, It's just I was just happy with it the way it was, and that's all that matters basically when doing like art in general, I guess. At least for me, it's like the most important part is you have fun with it and you feel comfortable in your space making said art, right? But yeah, let me check the Discord real quick. Maybe there's some messages in there. Probably not, but best really here. Just I kind of hate that I did that like face thing, but I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Maybe I should do like a YouTube thumbnail head photo shoot thing, where I just have like a photographer take like 100 pictures of me with different t-shirts and then do that stupid face and then just slapping it on every thumbnail. Last video was also a compilation of 3-year-old songs, and I felt freeing to just release it instead, and I love designing art for it. Oh man, you're making me like getting back more into music production and like making art for it, man. And you know what, like you know what I kind of want to do, like what I did with Cos the other day during the live stream, like with that music session. I think I just want to do more live streams on the music channel where it's just me, not talking to chat, just producing music and people able to tune in, you know, like just so that people can actually, like, when it finishes, see a full-on process of like producing the music, but also then like producing the album cover for it and stuff. So I might do that, but also I'm not sure how it is with you, what kind of music you like to make, but I just like so many different kinds of music that it's just for me not like, I have no clue what I want to make. So I kind of have to like just do, and then I'll immediately think, okay, I need an alias for my techno music, I need an alias for my IDM, I need an alias for my lo-fi beats, and that's immediately like the wrong way of thinking about it, you know, like I'm immediately like commercializing myself and instead of like having fun making that music. So are you into anime, Tom? If so, may I suggest Chainsaw Man? It has some of the best art directions you could wish for. So Supercell, actually Cos, aka Drifter, aka Young Doomy Dude, he was also in the chat just now. He suggested that to me, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but it's I might have to consider checking it out. So I'm not really that much into anime. I love like the art direction. So I saw like Evangelion. Was really confused by the ending. I saw the first season of Attack on Titan, and I saw like the first part of Akira. But yeah, you're right, Cancer, and that's something that I started realizing that's so incredibly limiting. Like, if I make this kind of music, I'm already like, okay, I do need an alias for that, and I do need to put this on Instagram somewhere, and I do need to do this and this and that, and so it already like completely blocks you. And it's the same with like if you would do like a different design style, or if you want to do like, I don't know, if you want to do like a series where you're just gonna draw masks, you're like, okay, then I need to make a new Instagram account for it or something, you know. And that's it's just already commercializing something and already kind of like limiting yourself, because that makes you have to do certain things before you actually can get to the creative part. And I think that's the reason for that is just because of social media, and you just see a lot of like stuff going on around you and people being successful with it, and that kind of also goes into this bigger thing where you're limiting yourself because you stopped making things for yourself, you know. So a lot of music that I produced in the last couple of months, was literally music that no one ever heard, just for me. It was just for me, and it's nice like that, but it's also at some point you just will also want to get to that point where you just want to put it out anyway. So yeah, it's a weird like kind of like thing that you need to balance, I guess. So Carter is saying do the thumbnail phase and sell stickers of it so we can stick them anywhere. Ultimate guerrilla marketing technique. Wow. Maybe we should do like a Chrome version of my head, like that. Noise Mafia, Supercell is saying, thinking in terms of genre is the first block into music production. You should make whatever you feel at the moment, then label it later, or better yet, let other people label it. Yeah, that's a very good point. And that's why I kind of want to keep my artist name Tom from Dreadlabs, so it's just like linked to Dreadlabs in general, and it's just like nothing too serious, you know, just a guy making music and documenting it, I guess. Noise Mafia, another problem with doing everything all at once is that you have no face. People aren't not sure who you are. I have the same problem. I love almost every yeah. I get exactly what you mean. At some point, I did like have 5 aliases for myself, and you know, you kind of become like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing. And that's also kind of the thing that people already see with me as a person on YouTube or designer or whatever you want to call me. Because when I started the music channel, a couple of people were pointing out correctly that they were afraid that when I started branching out into music, that I wasn't really like knowing enough what I was doing, where they were a little bit scared that I would become like a jack of all trades, master of none. So like, yeah, you're really good at design, but you're like kind of shitty as a producer. So I'm not sure if I want to learn from you as a musician. So yeah, it's and that's a really valid point as well. You know, like especially with me, like I want to do everything, and I'm not the best at everything. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like I think I excel the most at like graphic design or design in general, like visual arts. But it's just who I am. Like I love making music. I love painting on clothes. I love graphic design. I love 3D. So yeah, it's kind of like yeah. Some people will actually realize that you're not an expert at any of those things. You're just relatively good at all of them at once, I guess. Sorry. So the best and most obvious example is Aphex Twin. You just start making up stuff. People have to figure out what to call it. It never bottoms. Yeah, that's a really good point as well. And if you look, for example, if you listen to like this album, I Care Because You Do, like there's so much different stuff in there. And of course, like All Better Balsam is also on that album, which obviously like went viral. Maybe like way later than he actually released it, but. It's also like if you buy his album, you cannot expect that every song is gonna sound the same. You know, like for example, when you listen to Tycho or whatever, you know that like most of his stuff is really calming, but it's not that way with like the I Care Because You Do. So it's actually like a nice way of like showing the world that you just enjoy making music and let the rest of that like let people figure it out. I always try to stay away from a lot of aliases, but it seems like the only right solution. Yeah, but I'm sure that having one image is better than a lot of them. Yeah, I agree, Noise Mafia, but the thing is, when you do this, because we're actually like relying, yeah, and I'm also already like talking about commercialization right now, which is also kind of like a bad thing, of course, but thinking about it is as for example, I release a techno EP under the name Tom from Dreadlabs, and then I go to like a lo-fi EP. Then the Spotify algorithm doesn't know what to recommend to me and what to recommend to my listeners or not, because it's like a completely different genre. So if you would like to do that commercially, then you're kind of screwing yourself over by not using aliases. So yeah, but then again, you know, we're talking about commercialization right now, and that's something that we discussed earlier in the stream, like we need to do this for ourselves, right? Screenshot your comments so good, gotta remind myself of that. Aphex Twin did that before internet, now works differently. Yeah, you're kinda right, Noise Mafia. I mean, like he also did it after the internet, and I think he also really blew up on the internet later because he does this. You know, like I think he had the I don't know what to say privilege, but I think he was in a nice position where he was able to do it before the internet, but then he also was able to blow up post-internet because of it. And it's also really hard to get into that once more, right? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword in this case, I think. I've been through that hell more than often. Mainly focused on sound design last time. I was still into it. I feel like I'm going into a loop, which I switch names: Starcraft, Noise Mafia, Silver Noises. I'm not sure which name to keep. I do like all of them actually, and I know that you have your logo, which you have styled differently on each platform, right? So you might just do that, like, and for example, yeah, if you just do all of them at once, like do 3 aliases, just split all genres when the aliases use the same profile icon, you can kind of like still make out that you're the same person or something. That might help. Also, I am loving like the music discussion lately during the live streams, and it's also because we of course did a music live stream this week, but I'm also ready to get more into the music channel, because I feel like I've been neglecting that as well a little bit. All right, so we're a little bit over an hour in, I think, right? Yeah, if you have any like questions for me still, or want to talk about some more New Year's resolutions, or would you ever do a Dreadlabs remix contest with Perfect Music Channel? So we did like a music contest, but it was around the time where the like Instagram algorithm was really like shifting. But we should probably like do but that was like I think the downfall is that was also like people having to find like a designer to work with when they were a music producer, or the other way around. So maybe we should just keep it exclusive to music production. But yeah, that would be really fun. I'm really down to do more of that. And for example, what I would also love to do is like if you've seen Andrew Wang's videos, like for like 4 producers flip the same sample, you just do like a certain stem or a certain sample or a certain thing that like everyone has to use in the track. And then we can do like a little contest of that or something. That would be really fun. It's a lot of cool ideas and a lot of cool stuff to think about. Let me just write that down real quick before I forget. This is my producing shoot again. Get back to it. It's been so long. Nice. I would love that. Like get more people into music production in the Dreadlabs community. Dreadlabs remix / production contests. Can anyone recommend a tutorial for getting a comic book illustration effect? I do have a tutorial about that, but it's mainly like a plug for a product on the Dreadlabs website, and I got a lot of shit for it, so I don't want to plug my own tutorial here, but yeah, it's mainly like posterizing your photos and then like stacking filter gallery items on top of it. That's all I can say about it, I guess. Not because I'm gatekeeping, but that's literally like all of the actions that I have in that comic pack. Through the sample manipulation, powerful image. That's room for waste of time. Yeah. I used to do these challenges for myself where I would have to make a track with only like 3x oscillator in FL Studio. So I would have to make a kick, head, bass lines, everything with it. And it's because it's kind of like a limiting sound design plugin, or VST, I guess, synthesizer or whatever. It was really fun to do because it's actually very versatile because you're so limited, and that's also why I like analog here as well. Just apply different gradients to my logo. Still don't know which name to keep to stay unbiased. Now I'm just going paranoid. I need to take a break and then jump right back. For now, I would say just start making music, and you know, like for example, let's say you close yourself off and just start making music for a while, and then once you get the tracks finished, worry about it a little bit. Okay, so you know what I want to do? I'm not sure if anyone listening in would love to have like a discount code or whatever, but just for the end of the year, I'm just gonna make a discount code on the Dreadlabs website because it's been a rough year, and I just think like if there's any asset packs you would still like to have, I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna make a exclusive like discount code. I'm gonna put it in the Discord server. So if there's still like anyone in the chat or whatever that would like to have like an asset pack on Dreadlabs, then they can get it with a discount coupon. Because yeah, I'm feeling generous today. So alright, so the checkout code is just thanks guys in lower caps without any spaces. It expires on the January 1st, and I'm gonna put it into the exclusive channel on Discord. So you can find the code in the Discord server under the exclusive channel in the general chat. Let's see. The idea of live featuring music made by the community reviewing it or whatever sounds fun will also bring new blood to me. Yeah, I think so, right? I just have to do more with the music channel as well. I might just save up a little bit, cancel all of my freelance projects for a month, and then just completely dive myself into Dreadlabs. And I know I'm saying this now, and it might not happen, but it would be cool, right? Here's an idea for the name: blend all of the aliases together and remove vowels, arrange so it sounds good. I do need some new textures now that I think about it. It's a 35% discount, by the way, so it's higher than the usual patron all-time discounts. If anyone's a patron in the chat, of course. Anyways, with that being said, I think I'm gonna head off because I still have to do some freelance work today, and I want to keep it like a little bit chill today, you know, in the sense that. Yeah, in the sense that there's like New Year's Eve tomorrow, and I have a party, and I just want to be a little bit rested before I attend that party. So, with all of that being said, if you want to get the 35% discount, it's available until the end of until January 1st. It's in the Discord server under the exclusive channel. Hope all's well, brother. Thank you so much, Chrisanese. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And what I also want to say to you, I hope you all have a happy new year. I hope all of your New Year's resolutions come true. We all had a kind of rough year. Don't do drugs on this academy. I'm not gonna do cat, but yeah, I hope you have a very, very good 2023. I hope you have a lot of parties. I hope your hangovers may be light. And I'm excited to start the new year for you guys. And hope to see you all there and see if we can bring back Dreadlabs from the dead, from the dread. So yeah, again, one more time, 35% discount in the Asset Web Store is in the Discord exclusive channel. And with all of that being said, this is Tom from Dreadlabs. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you guys in the next year. Happy New Year.